Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at and installing the JMS PowerMAX V2 fuel pump voltage booster for 2015 to 2017 Mustangs. This is going to be perfect for someone who needs more fuel to support their build but that isn't quite ready to jump up to a return style system yet. Very basically speaking, the JMS is going to increase voltage to your stock fuel pump, which is going to allow it to pump more fuel and ultimately support more horsepower. The JMS here is going to allow you to get the most out of your stock fuel pump before having to upgrade. So the JMS can increase the voltage output of the stock fuel pump by up to 85%. It does have adjustable voltage ramp in and out, and that's going to help eliminate any fuel pressure spikes that you might otherwise see. It does work off a voltage or ground signal, and it works with both 12-volt and 16-volt battery systems. It comes with everything that you need for the install, and it is to be installed in either the cabin or the trunk away from extreme temperatures. Of course, it's going to work for naturally aspirated builds, nitrous builds, and boosted applications too. It costs about $490, and the install will be a 2 out of 3 wrenches in the difficulty meter. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and get this installed in the car. Alright guys, so the first step is to actually locate the fuel pump driver module, and in this case with the 2015 Mustang, it's actually located right down here in this general area. So we are going to pull our back seat, just the bottom piece, and get access to it. Alright, then we'll grab the fuel pump driver harness that JMS gives us, and this is basically going to act as a jumper harness. So we're going to disconnect the factory harness here. There is a pin on top, so just push the pin, pull back, and remove the harness. So press down on the tab, pull backwards and disconnect. So our JMS harness, like I said, is basically a jumper harness. We're going to plug this end into our factory harness, and then we'll plug this end into our driver. This end right here is actually going to plug into the JMS unit, and we are going to snake this up into our trunk because that's where we're going to mount it. So we're going to go around the seatbelt here, into the trunk. Alright guys, so of course you have a couple different places where you can actually mount this. We're going to mount this now before we make any connections, and we're going to make our own ground. So you guys can either find a factory ground to connect to, or you can make a ground for yourself. We are going to mount this right here in the trunk, so it's going to be easy to access. All you have to do is pull down the top of the rear seat and you'll be able to adjust here. Our wires we're going to keep on the left side because they're going to go directly to our other connections. So you get self-tapping screws, and these are 1/4 inch. So I'm going to mount this right here in the trunk where it can easily vent. I'm going to take the self-tapping screws and just go ahead and get this in place. If you guys want to, you can drill some pilot holes. I know we're going to drill pilot holes just to make this a little bit easier. Alright, so at this point I have one screw holding the JMS in place, and that's actually going to help me out a little bit so I can drill my other pilot holes on the other side. So before we make our connections and make our ground, we're actually going to route some of the wires out of the way. So we're going to take the connection that goes to the fuel pump driver, we're going to route it down back behind here. It's going to come out on the side. So I'll reach through, grab it, pull it out from behind the liner, and then we'll make that connection in a second. My ground, I'm just going to create my own ground. I'm going to put it up here. I'm going to grind the paint off before I do that. The ground wire, I'm just going to fish it back here for now. I'm only going to need about this much of it showing so I can make my connection. Alright, so we're just going to grind away some of the paint here. Alright, and we are going to drill a pilot hole here too, just because it makes it a little bit easier. now we're going to take one of the self-tapping screws that JMS provides for us. All right, so we'll go ahead and make our connection here. You want to make sure that the pins line up, so you may have to wiggle this side to side. And then we'll tuck it down in here just to hide it. Next, we're going to install our control cable, which is actually the majority of the cable that we got with the JMS kit. I am going to hide this. We're actually going to tuck it down the side of the car. It needs to run all the way up to the front to your gas pedal. So I'm going to run this the same way that we ran our other wires. I'll run it up through here and then connect to the JMS. All right, so this is going to connect to our control cable spot right here on the JMS. I'm actually gonna run it up through here just so we avoid having a hard angle. So we'll clip it into place and tuck our wire. All right guys, so a couple things we wanna be sure of is we wanna make sure we actually tuck this wire up. You wanna make sure that you run it behind your seatbelt. Gonna go ahead, tuck it up underneath our plastics, and work towards the front of the car. All right guys, so now we're gonna connect our pedal position monitor to our harness that we just ran. Then we're gonna go ahead and disconnect the plug up by the accelerator pedal, and we'll plug this jumper harness in. All right, so there's a red tab on top of this clip. You'll slide the red tab up and then be able to disconnect your connection. All right, so we'll plug these two together, make sure we press down the red tab to lock it in place. Then this end will plug right back into the top up here. We'll also push the red tab down again to make sure we lock this into place. And from here, we're gonna zip tie everything up so it's out of the way. All right, so we're gonna loop up our loose hanging harness, and we're gonna zip tie it up and out of the way. Wanna be careful that you're keeping it away from any moving parts. So at this point, what we're gonna do is we're gonna verify that the unit turns on. So we are going to hit the ignition button but not turn the car on. When we hit the ignition button, then the green LED should illuminate on. It's gonna stay solid. That's how you know that everything's functioning correctly. Another thing that you're gonna wanna test is you're gonna wanna make sure the green LED will slowly blink, and that means that the unit is boosting the voltage. So a way to do this is to turn the ignition on and then press the accelerator all the way to the floor. Since the fuel pump voltage booster works off the accelerator pedal, and that's how it knows how much to boost. There are a couple more steps after this. You're gonna have to adjust the boost voltage and the range and then save the boost output voltage setting. So JMS does give you step-by-step instructions on how to do this. It is gonna be tailored to your specific car and your build and how much more voltage you're gonna need to accommodate your power. All right guys, that's gonna wrap up this review and install. Keep in mind that you can always check this out more online. I'm Stephanie, and for all things Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.